Packers fans, stay up to date on all of your Packers news this season via our newsletter. You can sign up for the PackersNews.com and more Journal Sentinel newsletters by clicking on the link in the brief field of this video.
Fans, welcome into the Green 19 podcast from JS Online and PackersNews.com video version, as we always bring you on the Friday before a game. I'm Cassidy Hill, joined by Tom Silverstein and Ryan Wood here at Lambeau Field, where at least Ryan and I just had a celebrity encounter. It was kind of cool. I don't think Spoon cared at all.
Yeah,
do you not
just
listen
a
to?
Guy in a beard with a sweatshirt on.
He doesn't.
Fancy like Applebee's.
Okay, you don't have to sing, Ryan.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited.
But yeah, cool little experience. I think Walker Hayes, I think he's in concert here this weekend. I feel like I saw that on the side of the Resch Center. But yeah, he's running around right now with his family. Oh, yep, there they go on the other side. And he lost. His sons beat him in this race around Lambeau Field. Anyways, Packers won't be here this weekend because they are headed to D.C. to take on the Washington Commanders. Did I get it right that time?
Not the Commodores.
I've called them Commodores all week. The Washington Commanders, which, guys, top to bottom across the board are not near as talented as the Packers or a lot of teams in the NFL. That's not a surprise or not a secret to say. But they do have a very stout front four, Ryan, led by Montez and Jonathan Allen. A.J. Dillon talked about today, you have to stay committed to the run game, especially against a front four like that. And he used the same example that you had used on our audio version of this podcast, that, you might get stood up 9 times, but that 10th one might hit. Is that the key again this week, even against a front four like Washington has?
Well, we'll see if they learn from their past, right? Because they didn't do that against Sheldon Rankins and Quinnen Williams. Jets had a very stout interior defensive line. They abandoned the run game. They went away from their superstar. 9 carries for Aaron Jones. That can't happen again because he's their best player. You have to force it if you have to. You have to give your best player the football in this league, or else you're shortchanging your ceiling on what you can accomplish as an offense. It's going to be a very similar test against this Washington defensive line. Very few strengths on this Commanders roster. That's one of them. This defensive line is quite stout, very talented. They're going to have to block it so much better than they did against the Jets. They've got to figure something out of that offensive line this week.
Spoon, on the flip side of that ball, they're not facing Carson Wentz. They are facing Taylor Heinicke, who is a dual-threat quarterback. For all intents and purposes, I think he had, 95 rushing yards here last year in Lambeau. Talking to some of the defensive players today, Preston Smith, Eric Stokes, and they talked about how it's a matter of remaining disciplined, not letting him get outside. Is that easier said than done with this defense this year? Yeah. And is that the strength of Washington's offense, is Taylor Heinicke's legs right now?
Well, those Commodores are a brick house, They are one tough team. Neither of you guys got that, did
Great
you?
academics.
Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, they have to worry about his legs. I mean, his arm isn't bad either. They've got 3 quality wide receivers, although I don't know if Jahan Dotson's going to play. But, Terry McLaurin beat them up pretty good last time. Really they just need to do what they do best. Be aggressive. Don't be afraid of the guy. I mean, this isn't Russell Wilson, and it's not Dak Prescott, and you need to put the guy in his place, and that's as a backup quarterback.
Terry McLaurin was who Eric Stokes mentioned as well, as who the secondary is sort of really focusing in on this week. And that's a great point. Maybe part of Taylor Heinicke's allure is people don't know what he was capable of for a long time, or forget about it and then he steps on the field. I know that our score predictions will be in the Green Bay Press-Gazette, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel this weekend, but Ryan, just your overall prediction for this game.
Oh, I'm not picking Dan Snyder's team because it's been a miserable week for Dan Snyder, deservedly so, and I can't see ending with a win. The Packers have to win this game. This is their chance to stop the Avalanche before going into Buffalo. There's very few get-right chances on the schedule. This is one of them. They're going to beat this Commanders team that is, 1, terrible on the field, 2, terrible off the field.
Spoon?
Yeah, I concur. I mean, I don't think there's much more you can say. They're not a good team. The Packers need to play their best game of the year. It's a chance to get right. if they don't come out of there with a substantial victory, then maybe they are as bad as they look.
Yeah, that's a very good point. We keep saying the past couple of weeks that game is a litmus test, but this game can be as well. Can they get things back under control before they head to Buffalo the week after? We will be there to cover it for you all from DC, so stay tuned to PackersNews.com for full coverage. This has been the Green 19 podcast from JS Online and PackersNews.com.